Welcome to the Write, Sell, Succeed podcast, where it's all about the message you convey that compels your customers to pay. And now, here's your host, Gloria Rand.
Hi, Gloria Rand here, and welcome to the Write, Sell, Succeed podcast. This is my very, very first episode, and I am so glad that you are here. This is going to be an incredible journey. I know it. I plan to talk to you about the message. You know, the name of my podcast says it all, Write, Sell, Succeed. If you want to sell and you want to succeed in business, it all starts with writing. It all starts with the marketing message that you are sending out to your prospects. Whether it's direct mail, whether it's email marketing, whether it's social media, whether it's your website, whether it's talking to somebody face to face. What are you doing? You're talking. You're using words. You may not be writing them down on a piece of paper, but you are writing them in your head, and they are coming out of your mouth. So I want to be able to help you to come up with ways to figure out how best to create that message that it will help you to be able to demonstrate what is particularly unique about your product or service, and so that you can communicate that message to your prospects so that they will understand that they have to buy what you have to sell, what you're selling, that they need it, and we're going to be talking about that primarily through, podcasts. I'm going to be sharing my experiences and relating experiences I've had with my clients and how I've been able to help them. And also, from time to time, I'm also going to do interviews with marketing experts who will share their unique perspective on whatever particular niche they're in, whether it is speaking, whether it is Pinterest, whether it is Facebook, you name it. But that's my goal, is to be able to bring that information to you. And here's why. I am so passionate about helping small business owners and entrepreneurs use the internet, use all the tools that are out there, because for a lot of different reasons, but I want to give you a little bit of the little nickel tour of my life, I guess you could say. But I want to be able to share. I'd like to be able to share with you why I am so passionate about helping business owners, so that you can get to know me, and I hope that you will continue on this journey with me as we go forward. So I have found that, and you probably have too, is that sometimes in life, we're guided to the right path, even when we least expect it. And I tell you what, that has been my life. That has definitely been the story of my life, because I have to tell you, I'm not a young chicken. I may sound young, I hope, but I am a baby boomer. Okay, so I've been around the block a few times, and when I think back and looking back over my life, it is amazing how different things that I have done has sort of led me to where I am today. Now, I won't. We'll go into more details in probably in future episodes. I'll share a little bit more of my life as we go on. But just to kind of put it in perspective right now, at least give you the crystallized version of it. When I went to college, I originally majored in business administration, but then wasn't happy there. So I wound up talking with a counselor, and I changed my major to mass communications, because I had always been in love with that. I had a great interest in theater, in television, all these great things, radio. Oh, look, and here I'm doing a podcast now, right? But anyway, I majored in that, and so majored in actually the radio, TV, film was the sequence. In particular, like, graduated from college. I grew up actually in Michigan, outside of Detroit. And what I then did is I actually moved to Florida. My grandmother lived there, and I wanted to live in Florida. I was tired of the snow. Blah! I wanted warm weather and palm trees. So it was great. I moved here, and I landed a job with the Nightly Business Report on public television. And for those of you who may not be familiar with it, this was a half-an-hour television show that dealt with business news. Before the advent of Fox News, before even CNN Money, there was Nightly Business Report. And this was a great thing. I mean, it was shown, this was a national show. It was seen in about over 250 public television stations around the country. And I was a part of it. And I had to work my way up the ladder, but eventually I became the writer and a producer for that program. And it was awesome. And especially what is cool about it in looking back on it now is that I didn't know it at the time, but that training that I got at NBR actually helped me now as a small business owner who helps other business owners with internet marketing, because I had to, as a writer and as a producer, I had to learn how to distill complex economic subjects into these 30-second stories, 30-second sound bites for our viewers to digest. And as you all know, if you are involved in any aspect of dealing with the internet, people have short attention spans, baby. And if you go to a website, you've only got 5 or 7 seconds. That's all you're going to give that website, is 5 or 7 seconds of your time to grab your attention. And if it doesn't grab you, baby, you hit the back button and you're out of there. So that helped me a lot. My training in business news actually has helped me in making that transition to a web content writer, an SEO copywriter. Now, everything was great. I loved working at NBR. It was a fantastic opportunity. Worked with a lot of great people until 2008. And of course, the recession hit. And at that time, then public television lost government funding, they lost corporate funding, and I lost my job. My dream job, there it was, gone. After more than a decade of working there. So, oh great, what am I going to do now? Well, I got to tell you, that's where fate stepped in. Because now that I'm struggling, I'm trying to figure out, I can't really get another job in television. I don't know what to do. I'm going through my desk one day, and I found I had tucked in my desk a letter from a company that had a headline on it that said, "Can you write a letter like this?" And it was an advertisement from a company called AWAI. It stands for American Writers and Artists, Inc. And they were selling a direct mail copywriting course. So I looked at this and thought, this is interesting. I've already been doing some writing, but even though it was news, and now this is actually marketing, so it's going to be a little bit different. But something inside me just said, you know what? Let's take a chance on this. This might be something cool. And now, of course, the other aspect of this that was a little bit scary, again, of doing this is that, okay, for my whole working life, I was working for other people. Now, I was going to have to become an entrepreneur. I was going to have to become a small business owner and go out and sell my services. So that was a little scary, I got to tell you, doing that. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to take this risk and I'm going to invest in this course. And I got to tell you, it was the best thing that ever happened for me. Now, as I'm going through, I realized that direct mail was probably only going to take me and my clients so far. If I really wanted to create the impact and income that I desired, I needed to think bigger. And that's when I realized that internet marketing, and that's everything from search engine optimization to social media, that was going to be the way to go. And so I started again, I invested in more courses and learned all about SEO, copywriting, and learned about social media, all the different aspects that are out there. And I then started putting that learning into practice and working with clients. And I got to tell you, the first time that I was able to help one of my clients go from like nowhere to be found on Google to the first page of Google and to have their phone start ringing, oh my gosh, I was hooked. I loved it. So it has been a tremendous journey since then, working with Actually, I'm working with clients from all over the world now. It just blows my mind when I see on my email list that I've got people in Japan, I've got people in South Africa. I talked to a woman from South Korea last year and helping her out with social media. It's mind-boggling, and it is so cool. But just to be able to help clients is just such a privilege for me. So in doing my business and growing my business, I learned that it would be a good thing for me to start speaking and doing presentations. And now I'm a very shy person at heart. I got to tell you, you may not think that, but I truly am a very shy person at heart. So the first time I stepped up at a networking meeting, had to give my 30-second elevator pitch. That was scary, but the more comfortable I got in my skin, it helped. And the more I started doing that, and especially the more I was able to start helping other business owners and seeing the results that they were getting, that gave me confidence. And then I decided that, okay, I need to take this a step further. I'm going to start speaking and doing public speaking, and that was a great opportunity too. And again, I'm going to touch on in future episodes in a way why I shouldn't be so surprised that I am doing a podcast now and that I've done all this public speaking. But that's a story for another day. I'll save that for another time. I'll share that with you. So, as I said, what I'm going to be doing in this podcast now is just sharing all the experiences I had, sharing the knowledge that I have gained in working with clients, letting you know what works, what doesn't work, so that you can, again, have that good marketing message so that then you can go out and let everyone know why you have the solution that they need. Because if you've got something of value, you can't keep it a secret. You got to share it with people because they need you. And if you are not getting the results that you want from your website, from your social media, then not only are you hurting yourself personally, but you're also depriving your customers of getting whatever it is that you have to offer. So I hope that you are going to join me in this journey, and so that we can learn and grow together. And also, I almost forgot, the other thing I want to touch on too is it's important to have the marketing message and all that is great. But then also I wanted to be able to also teach you how to be profitable in business and also how to be successful and happy in your business and in your personal life as well. Because you got to have both things going for you in order to be able to have a truly fulfilled life. It's not enough you can't just be successful in your business and then let everything else go by the wayside. You've got to try to find a happy medium so that you can have a good personal life, fulfilling life with your family and friends, and then also have a thriving business. So that's my plan for you. So I hope that you are going to subscribe and tune in again. Subscribe to this podcast. It would be awesome. And if you like what you hear, from time to time too, please leave me a comment and leave a review as well on iTunes. And also, you can connect with me on Twitter. I would love to hear from you on Twitter. In fact, if you want to just let me know how this first episode went, that would be awesome. You can connect with me at Gloria Rand and use the hashtag WriteSellSucceed. You can also visit my website at gloriarand.com, and you can learn more about the different services that I offer. But I really am just stoked about being here and launching this podcast. I think it's going to be so much fun. I am excited, and I'm looking forward to seeing you as often as I can. Seeing you? Well, okay. Well, yeah, eventually, actually. Right now I'm going to be doing audio, but eventually I may start live streaming, and then you could get to see me as well and get to see the voice, the face behind the voice. So, that's it for this first edition of Write, Sell, Succeed. I am so glad you joined me. I can't wait for you to come back, and we're going to start diving into the marketing message on your website. So, until we meet again, I am wishing you all peace, love, and prosperity.
Thanks for listening to the Write, Sell, Succeed podcast. Want more information? Visit gloriarand.com. And don't forget to follow Gloria on Twitter @Gloria Rand. Let Gloria know you're listening. Use the hashtag WriteSellSucceed.